setting business objective. You know, that was the title of the team.
Yeah.
It is strategy planning and setting business goal. Though there was no topic on setting business goals.
Yeah.
The topics were still on the other side of it. This is entirely new. Actually, that thing was supposed to be 5 by your paper, but I looked at it and discovered it is not supposed to be 5, it's supposed to be 6.
Yeah.
Just like yesterday, today. So that is why I also make it what it's supposed to be.
Thank you.
So that it will be for the good name of NIL. Having short ration.
Yeah.
Now, in course of implementing strategies, many things makes for the success and many things makes for the failure.
Yeah.
One of the things that must be there is building a strategy organization. Without having a strategy organization in place, strategy can still not work. And this building of strategy organization is about building people. It's about setting people, putting people on development, making people that are stakeholders to strategy, to accept strategy without resisting strategy, because strategy is change itself. It's change itself. So it becomes one of the implementational ground for putting strategy in place. All the stakeholders, I have mentioned yesterday that every organization is owned by 7 persons. I've mentioned it, the government, the community, the shareholder, the employee, the customer, the investors, that is shareholder,
the finance
supplier, and the
supplier.
creditor, that all of them, the customer, all of them must be carried along in Nigerian powers. All of them must be engaged. Otherwise, it can still bring down the effort and investment in the strategy. Having the right manpower for strategy to work must be on ground. In other words, it may also call for dropping some manpower and picking in some manpower. It will also call for setting up a particular leadership and maybe dissolving some particular leadership. It might also call for engaging serious-minded people, serious leadership to be able to make strategy to work. Otherwise, every effort put on it will also fail. Project is like, strategy is like a project. It have what makes it fail. It also have what makes it to succeed. So, in our topic now, we look at how we can make this. I said the act of engaging stakeholders effectively. I always like the word effective. During implementation of strategic plans is very critical for the success of those plans. By following these few plans, steps, you can be rest assured that stakeholders are not only engaged, but they become active participants in making your strategy to work. They become active contributors to the success of the strategic plan implementation. It is not about formulating strategy only, it is also making it to work. There are so much on strategy to work that you need to pay attention. In my website I called Leadership Roundtable, I've discussed so much about strategy and how to make organization work. There is a college on its own. If you have time, you can be visiting there. Thousands of people visit there daily. So I have not less than 300 articles. So you can go if you like and learn so much. I can't talk to people enough. I started writing book on people's demand. I speak in meetings, they say, but sir, you don't have enough time to answer our question. Why not push some of these things of book? That's how the act of me deciding to write the book. so that things I cannot explain
unveil the genuine in you.
into things I cannot explain in 2 hours or 1 hour of talking. They can read it all.
Yeah.
And this is the best you can do for a generation by putting something down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not allowing the whole thing to be in your brain.
Yes. Now, number one thing you must do in engaging stakeholders is identify who they are and prioritize them. And I was talking about prioritizing options yesterday. You can also prioritize stakeholders in where you value that their importance to making that thing work is. And each time people ask me to prioritize things, I normally put employees as well. And that is why in my management, I wrote a book in management I call Excellence in Business Management. In that book, I told people that employees are kings, while customers are queen. Refuting the common statement that customers are king. And I gave several examples. I used to tell them, there is an example I normally give them, and I also give it when I'm speaking live on customers. I told them of when I was in primary school, the yard we were living in Apa, there was a woman that had a child that time. His son is John. He was even our senior. He was even our seniors. But that woman is so wicked. She is so mean to her housemaid. And each time she goes to market, the housemaid will allow John, who is the son of that woman, to cheat, and the girl will be using spoon to feed John with shit. And the woman will not know. So one day, one of our neighbors were calling the woman, Mama John Lorito, Mama John Lorito. And the woman don't know what the language is, because it's like that language is like Cross River or that part of the country language. The woman will just walk away. Each day again, another day again, the woman will hug her. Mama John Lorito, Mama John Lorito. And the woman will not understand. One day, the woman went to market and saw somebody from Cross River and asked her, come. The person said, see what somebody is always telling me. What does it mean? Mama John Lorito, Mama John Lorito, Mama John Lorito. The woman said, Mama John eat shit. Mama John they eat shit. Mama John they eat shit. The woman said, is it what happened? So having known this, when she came back, she now called the woman to explain the full story. And the woman explained to her that your mate feed John with John's feet. The woman was not able to talk because she now realized that it was the wickedness she is doing to this woman, this maid, that made the maid to be rubbing that wickedness on the woman's son. So when the woman was telling us this story, she said that shocker that his own child is eating his own shit. And what caused it? The treatment she was meeting on the maid. When you treat your employees bad, they go back to your customers and reflect the treatment you give to them on them. And they will even tell the customer that this our company is not good. This our company will even fail. In fact, if they owe you, collect your money. I have been to many places.
You better start buying from this person.
I have been to many places to buy something, and I see that people who are there, who are supposed to make every effort that I buy, tell me that, oh, I go to the other place, so this place no good. Why can somebody where he's collecting salary do something like this? He is being treated badly.
That's correct.
Are you getting it? He is being treated badly the same way that woman was treating the maid. And the maid is now rubbing it on her own son. So, identify the stakeholders from the government, from the community, from the customer, from the supplier, from the whatever, and then prioritize them. How do you identify them? Take time to highlight all of them. Take time to highlight all of them. Now prioritize them by assigned number. Who is more critical to collapse this project more than the other? Okay, I think this person is more critical to collapse it. Followed by number 2, followed by number 3, and begin to do other things. Are you engaged? Are you seeing how engagement comes in?
Yeah.
Engage them. If you don't engage them, they will disengage you. If you don't engage your stakeholders, they will disengage you. Number 2, develop a plan, disengagement plan. Develop a disengagement plan. Now you have prioritized them. You didn't prioritize them to eat them. You prioritize them because you have a plan, a program for them. Then create a plan. Call it the stakeholder disengagement plan. Map interests and influences. Every stakeholder has an interest. To the man that is the stock shareholder, his interest is the return on investment. How much is going to be returning to me every year or every month? His interest is not salary. The employee, his interest is condition of service, which is made up of salary and other conditions that are apprentices to it. The customer, his interest is not salary, his interest is profits from your products. The supplier, his interest is commission. The bank and the insurance and the loan company, their interest is not commission, their interest is interest you're going to give on loans they give you. So everybody has his own interest. Map it out. When you map it out, now think of how to create a matrix to map those stakeholders based on their interests and their strategy, and then their ability to influence the outcome. Their ability to influence the outcome. Otherwise, your project may be on stagnation. If you do these things, your project, your strategy moves on. The next one is then communicate. When you customize, when you create this your plan, begin to communicate based on their needs and preferences. Let them know you know what they want. Let them know that you know what they want and you are ready to make sure that they as stakeholders get their due rights. Please, strategies are properly lobbied to get done. This is what I speak to people online and offline. Strategies working need some lobbying, just like projects going to. And you need to tell people that your interest is known. You know, one of the reasons why some MDs mess up is because they fail to talk to the stake shareholders and let the shareholders, the founders of the company, know properly from their mouth that your interest is covered. A man from a company and made you CEO. He will also want you to come out from your mouth that you know that his interest is covered, taken care of. Otherwise, he will appoint another CEO. Are you getting it? Don't assume that people know that you know. Use your mind to be communicating things. Tell all your communication to tell the people that I'm going to take care of that.
Okay, just to add, because this is the community. I'm also managing community. Community is still under my role. I'm also managing community. We are staying at Rumova. This is talking to my community now. I formally written a matter to the council in Lagos through me. They need a meeting. They need a meeting that something, they don't want to block the gates, they need a meeting. So you see this engagement. So part of the strategy now, we have identified that's what you call the anchor point of the community heads. Two of the major people that are spoken. It's part of we have identified them ahead of time. In fact, before this meeting came, we already sat down and said, we know, are you getting me? Periodically, people will be coming, but the way people are coming is like a different thing. They said, okay. While I was talking this, they are taking pepper soup on my head. The two people are taking pepper soup. They give them what they want to give them, my friend. They say, okay, Robert, see, just because of you, their community are coming on Thursday. Just a tip. We want more employment. Number 1, 2. Periodic, what do you call it? They give community like King and all those ones. It's no longer sustainable based on current reality. And this. So, you see, that's why I say identify, even in those people, the critical people. That's having a meeting already. And that meeting now, so that my people in Lagos have already given a tip of what the general meeting is all about. And to the back, I've told the two guys, the CLO, they call the youth president and the CWC committee development president. I said, don't worry. I know people are coming. They are going to be around 15 and come. But just, I said, don't worry. So they finish. I get them transport on, say they take by something. But what I mean, critical information have been got.
Yeah.
Through some critical people in that element that can influence decision. About that. So, I will say that in the past. Because there was identification, even in the stakeholder, there are people that matters.
That's a prioritization.
Prioritization. And some information has been got ahead of the meeting that will enable you to have a leverage, a good landing.
Yes. In every place, there are what we call get pass. Get pass are people who clear your way, penetrating an organization, or penetrating a group, or penetrating a society, or penetrating a town.
That's correct.
When these gate passers don't know their interest, they will stop you. Are you getting it?
Yes.
And when we want to get into a stand to do a program or something, we try to pick gate passers who are such people who can influence our entry. And one of the things you discuss with them is let them know that their interest is
Of course, no?
going to be taken care of and that they are an unbiased person.
Yes. Very important.
You are an unbiased person and you are ready to
Yes.
work and that their own interest is taken care
Okay.
of.
I don't want to go to see this still is very interesting. Our last stubborn committee in Niger Delta. Our office is at One Ibu community after the before the water. These are committee at the end of the day they don't block the plan. Police know they talk anything. That's what the police can do. Their anchor man, which is called the leader, can tell me say that good people are going to block the whole of them. I tell him, bros, don't worry. Well, I just called the plan manager. I think the waste, we are not ready to develop. Fubara, go call someone and carry that waste. We pay him 250,000 and carry the waste. Let us say, I said, shh, cool down. After that, I called me formally, said the king has died, and the community have made a meeting overnight that every company that's working on it is going to give them 1 million naira. I tell him, I say, you cannot be here, things spoil. But because of that, you tell me when you tell them that the industry is on the low end, nothing is working on it, and yet you are employed 4 of our people paying their salary. There are some companies might disengage them, but you kept 4 of our staff and paying their salary. So in lack, we are going to felicitate 2 people at least up to 250,000 per people 1 million. Because the guy has been giving something to go and remove waste.
Yes, so.
I tell you last week.
Stakeholder management. It's stakeholder management. Even sometimes, even employees will want to go on rampage. If you have a good
He will know the people inside the way.
he will call them for emergency meeting. Talk to your people. You know how things are. We will do something. Before you know it, the strike or whatever will not come again.
Even if you come, you've got an advantage to reduce the minimum impact.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So it tell us the communication. Now communicate transparently. Yeah. Now provide a consistent and the transparent update about the strategy process, progress, challenges, and resources to these stakeholders that we have identified. And it's important you talk to them separately. As you prioritize them, you now, in that same way, you reach out to each and every one of them. And let it be two-way communication. Hear them and let them hear you.
Yes.
But more importantly, hear them.
Yes.
Let's hearing them more important than them hearing you.
That's the reason for the meeting.
That's the reason. Establish channel that allows stakeholders to provide feedback and ask questions, even to move the motion. Make them to see that they are very, very important. That is, massage them. Involve them earlier, not when there are problems. You begin to involve them.
That's correct.
Be proactive. Involve them early, especially from planning phase, before you reach execution or implementation. Before even you reach the formulation, start from planning to formulate, to involve them before you talk of formulating. Let them know that there is a strategy we are going to develop to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and that we recognize you as being an important person and a very key stakeholder. We want you to be in the know, and we want to see how you can bring your idea and wealth of experience to these things. So by the time when you are engaging them this and early enough, they see themselves as involved. They see themselves as involved.
Part of the project.
They see themselves as part of the project. They see themselves as a real stakeholder, indeed. They see themselves as, okay, does it mean that if I'm not, it's not going to work? Okay, that means I'm important. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
It helps them to put importance in themselves, and that will make them to carry it in their head. Now, the way you do it also can make them to become co-creating aspect of the strategic plan. There are things you may not know about what you want to do, but some people outside know how that thing will work or how it cannot work. And in that case, you get that information from them. They become co-creators. Because they can bring insights you may not even know. Terrible insights. Leverage stakeholders as champions. Use them, leverage them, take advantage of them as champions. Madam said the other day that why Tom Polo was given the contract to man the oil path was because he knows those behind it and those who can be. It's like what she was doing and saying in another way is that Tom Polo is a champion. Put in another way. Are you getting it? He's a champion that he can handle that more than a commodore in Navy. More than a never commodore. Because it's like a champion chief. And you can get champion chiefs like himself. And they can do something terrible thing that a commodore may not want to involve his life. After all, that one is a very, very big man. So, when you leverage this stakeholder as champions, as people who know best, or who are on ground, or who in their respective area are champions. For instance, if you are leveraging the employee now, let's come to employee. You're leveraging them as champions, as people who do this work. Are you getting it? As people who do this work, who are on ground, who knows the intricacies of this particular day-to-day running of these businesses. You can also leverage the customer as people who know the market how the market operates, what is going on in the market. Now you can also leverage the community as people who know the area better more than any person. You can leverage government as the chief security officer who can protect everybody. You see, it is what you call something, its answer. Whether what you are calling is right or wrong.
Yeah.
What you call something that the thing answer. Now, the way you make people to have a feel of how you respect them matters. It matters a lot, and it makes them to be spurred to fight for you or to do something for you. You can leverage the shareholders as organ. You know this is your visionary. This is your vision. You know it better. The man can laugh and say, okay. How many million do you even need to support that work? I need 20 million. Take. But if you didn't massage him or leverage him as a champion, you can say, don't work it out now. You're not the people managing the company. In fact, he will start looking for a way to change you as a CEO. More than 3 of us.
True.
Because you didn't massage him well.
That's correct.
He start looking for a change. After all, he's looking for who will manage the business well. But now you have massaged them. You say, yes, this one is one who recognize my importance. This one recognize my importance. Now what
You can just do it. Do it.
Do it. I give you 10 million. Go ahead. This is my voice. They know what I want. You are massaging because you leverage him as a champion. Okay. Do that. Then empower them. Empower does not mean money.
Yeah.
Empower means you are giving them the power to do what you want them to do. Empowerment means putting power in someone's hand. I emphasize that in this my book, The Times You Are Living In. Provide champions with information and tools that they need to promote strategy effectively. Number 8. Provide training and resources. Some time ago, I asked organizations to train communities where they operate. Train people there. Don't only train your employees. One of the problems you have a lot of aggressiveness is that you train your employees, but you don't train community where you belong to. Sometimes companies don't train their shareholders. They don't also know that the way they send you people on training, they can also send their shareholders on training to learn about corporate.
You cannot send them. Because the whole profit is their own.
Mm-mm.
If they want to train, when they get the money, it's their own. They can train themselves.
No, management recommendation for training can also have a provision for that. They'll just have a provision for that.
If we finish the money, what do you return to them?
What we do, we don't do training for them, but the critical stakeholder, what we normally do once in a while, we do it a stakeholder seminar. We don't call it training.
We do stakeholder
They give
seminar.
them lunch.
We can even do host community training. But the shareholders, like in my place now, the 2 ministries that are our shareholders, we cannot go and bargain to train them. They have their votes.
They have their vote.
They are only waiting for our return.
Yes.
So if you now use the entire money you give, in fact, it wouldn't even make sense that they are squandering the money anyhow they want.
Well, the seminar we normally do is a strategic seminar. Just
Bring them on board.
after the seminar, they still don't give us money for investment. After the seminar, they will still once they are able, they still give us money for investment. And I want to thank you for this particular session. The year was not too good. We were able to survive. It's because of people involvement or it's a day something, give them food. At the end of the day, call they go. At the same time, we are moving over. We have other competitors. And they see, we call people again. They say, don't worry, they are eating their food. Let's talk. Let's know where we can come in. We're not to train them.
So please, training is not only for employees, that's my message. Every stakeholder can be put on a form of this thing so that sometimes they know certain things they don't know. Everything. I have done training for different kind of people. Last 4 years, NDTC, I was their guest host. There was a meeting, they invited me to host for them, which they called. That meeting involved 2 local governments that are producing oil. They called that NDDC forum. forum, that was what they call it. The theme was peace as a panacea for this thing. The two local government, they put it in a hotel they call Blue Moon, be one of the biggest hotels in the world. And it is who all the gold leaders in the two local government that have produced oil. Now, their ministers appointed, their son that was a minister was there, the one that was in Senate, the one that was in House of Reps, all the youth leaders, all the women leaders, all the men leaders, all the traditional rulers, the large conference hall was full to the pay. Now, in that meeting now, you have trained different kind of stakeholders. You have used one stone to kill this thing. So when I mean training stakeholders, it may not be like sending them the way you come. It is create a forum which you bring all of them on.
Pass information.
And get somebody to speak.
Yeah.
In that same way, they learn something.
Yeah.
In that meeting, I met physically the man they call Opia, one time, two-time speaker of the House of Assembly, and that time was a minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria, as minister for education or something like that. Now, in that meeting, he complained of his own problem, which I addressed him on. It is called stakeholders meeting. Stakeholders meeting, very important. So provide training and resources, skill development, and then have also what you call ensure that stakeholders have access to resources they need to contribute effectively to the strategy. Sometimes they may not even know what is going on, if not this type of thing. Because that I discover most of them don't really know what is happening. One lady told me that, sir, do you know that these people you are talking to, most of them have never visited their village for 50 years because of restiveness. Then I asked them, how will your daughters be married? Because if you people don't visit your village, somebody want to marry your daughter.
My daughter married in Port Harcourt here.
Are you from the same
In fact, last week I was in Canada for my senior brother's daughter's wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you want to say is that it does not matter.
You can marry them.
But certain persons must insist that they get to where they are married.
Yes, they may insist to know the village wherever spouse is coming from. Is alright, but does not mean that they take wedding to that place. Now, wedding is within friends and relations.
Yes.
You don't put your hands in the name of enemies in the name of marriage. And after that, no comfort. You just open up the couples with a problem.
Now, my reason for that is to tell them that you people must make sure you embrace peace.
That's right.
And the fact that somebody take your oil well, take your this must not mean you will also give your life. Because what is in your brain is more than what is in your pockets. You must always seek a way to make sure you don't lose your life. I narrated even to them some of the stories they narrated that a woman lost her 9 children in a single day and they were buried in the same burial ground, in the same pit. So I asked them, is this woman, what can he use in exchange of fighting for oil well? So, provide training and resources. It will afford many people to know what they don't know. Create incentives and recognition programs. Create incentives and recognition programs. Create incentives and recognition programs. Incentives are what you give to people to encourage them. And these incentives are as a result of successful implementation of strategy. I worked with a company that was the first African company to become ISO 9000 certified. We were the first company to be certified by BSI, British Standard Institute, for ISO 9000 fast track. They call it fast track. In 1997.
Okay.
1997, yes, around that time, 97. So, and that was exactly when I was doing my master's in university. So, at the successful rounding up on the getting of that certificate, on December something, I think December 23 or 27, the company put off a very good celebration to celebrate their feat
In 1997.
in achieving.
It's an achievement of any
and
company.
that type of thing are very, very good. That type of thing are very, very commendable. It become a kind of incentive to the entire staff that we achieved this and we are celebrating it.
I certified in 2018.
Are you getting it? Hmm?
I was also certified in 2018
Okay.
and became a lead auditor in 2019.
Okay.
I don't even remember those certificates again. When they say write a certificate.
And during that time, I was a team leader of documentation, what they call documentation team. Audio, strenuous.
Did you certify?
Hmm?
Did you certify?
Yes, yes. So they gave me, but I
Did
left.
you
Oil-
upgrade it?
But I left oil service now long ago.
Well,
It's not about oil
It's not about
service.
citizen now.
ISO certification is not just on oil companies now.
It is oil.
No?
Is it?
No.
No, it has many models.
It has money models.
It has many models.
I can't continue paying for that. Remember
No,
this is how
you would have used it well.
before.
It's a multi-billionaire project. For knowing that knowledge then, if you had even focused on it, you would have been, if not West Africa, a national, not consultant, a national champion by now. I know those who started very, very late.
I see.
Very, very late. Today they are national focus. It's not like 3FM. 3FM served in APCL a few years ago, but today it's a multi-billionaire company. Yes, in dollars. In dollars. He has workers everywhere.
This man satisfied me in those days. There's the Abbey of an NPC now. Trantel International. Trantel is the Abbey is in an NPC is
It's a certificate that can
yeah.
put food on your table anytime.
That was not.
But as at that time we had it, it wasn't as.
It wasn't much emphasis.
You
on
didn't
it.
know what you have
Mm.
because you weren't exposed to the Bureau Veritas,
Yeah.
Okay.
who are the international body
Yeah.
that these other people are working under. If you move on this road now, if you go to that JP something, you see ISO, this and that. Are people joking?
Just yeah.
People are paying thousands to get in dollars to get certified.
Okay.
And when you're certified, it's a they don't even call it ordinary certificate. It's a certificate of achievement. That's what they write on it. Certificate of achievement that can fetch you food for life. If you know your way, if you know what to do.
So create incentive and recognition program and develop incentive aligned with the successful implementation of the strategy, motivating stakeholders to remain engaged and committed.
Now read that too.
Yes, now time. Now that's 7 days rent.
It's more than 7 days. It never pass.
No, not tomorrow, no matter.
Wow.
Depends on where. See.
Facilitate collaboration. You are talking of stakeholders engagement.
Yeah.
Facilitate collaboration between one stakeholder to another stakeholder. Let stakeholders work across function. Cross-functional teams, set them up, if possible, appoint ad hoc teams or ad hoc bodies. Work cross-functional teams that include different stakeholders, promoting collaboration and a shared understanding of.
Water is overwhelming some part of Bangladesh.
They are gone.
Yeah?
They're almost below water level.
Yeah, water is overwhelming them. More than 1,000 people have died. Sinking. They are sinking in Bangladesh.
There is what we also call collaboration tools. You can also use collaboration tools and platforms to make it easier for stakeholders. One of the collaboration tools, I don't know, I mentioned SAP. It's a collaboration tools also. There are some applications there that can be used for collaboration where each of these separate stakeholders, in spite of their number, can also work together as a team, a separate team for that as may be appointed by the CEO, and then everybody can make his input, and you can see the input of the another person thereabouts, and then make your own also input, and it can move on. You can also use a platform. Maybe you can create a Facebook or internet or whatever platform to make it easier for stakeholders to work together and to stay aligned to the organizational strategy. Life is becoming easier now that there are so many platforms that can bring people together. You can use different meeting platforms.
WhatsApp, Zoom, Teamwork.
Google Meet, all those things. Duo is no longer there. I think it has been migrated into Google Meet. They can use Zoom also on WhatsApp or Facebook Live. Okay. You use them and they really collaborate. When stakeholders work together, they make things easier. They own up the problem. They own up the problem. But when organizations decide to do certain things in a secluded manner without bringing out the stakeholders, those that are not brought in feel that they are being insulted or they are neglected.
They make things difficult for
They make things difficult, makes it ungovernable or unmanageable for you, and it's not good. Even in ordinary departmental leadership,
yes.
don't make any person look unimportant, because the person can pull a string that can scatter this. The person can pull a string you may not consider he or she can. So let people feel I'm a part of this collab. Musicians put it in a funny way. I'm part of this collab, this arrangement, this coming together. Now, if you now have facilitated the collaboration, monitor it. Monitor the extent of engagement and adaptation of the people. Let there be a way of getting information of how far. Let there be a way of getting information of how far it has been. Let there be a way of getting information of how far it has progressed and the extent of what we are getting from our collaboration. Please, anything you are not monitoring in life is subject to be lost. Always be careful you are not like Nigeria that don't monitor this. Anything you are not monitoring.
I don't even have anything to monitor.
Nigeria has many things to monitor, but I don't monitor. Nigeria don't monitor things.
Who said they're not monitoring?
They are oil pipe, they are not monitoring it.
Who told you they're not monitoring it?
They are oil pipe.
Who said they're not monitoring it? That's a wrong
They are
statement.
monitoring it.
Told you that what is killing Nigeria is personal interest against
Which oil
national
pipe they are not
interest.
monitoring?
They monitor it. You sitting down here, can you go to the oil pump and come out without being caught? You sitting down here, or me, you cannot. They are monitoring it.
You see how this is when they talk. When I work with an NPC, I go to pump station.
You don't understand. Who are the monitor staff? The Navy, the community, and NPC personnel, all the security operatives, they are all in the monitoring team.
So
they will catch
who
you.
are they monitoring?
They will catch you if you are not in the cabal. You can never even get their distance. Even you as staff, you even have
I've told it even when I left.
even you as staff, as you are coming, they are telling you stop there.
Stop there. If I'm not
Who is the person telling you stop there?
Yeah. So
and if you venture further, they will shoot you.
don't go.
And tell you that you are collaborating with the hoodlums. They will vandalize the hood. Who is he? People don't know.
Pipeline, if we are pumping POD, pipeline operation, pipeline product marketing company, if we are pumping products, you know, we pump products, they are under pressures, there's gauges. If I'm pumping 40 psi from here, I'm supposed to get 40 psi from there. Are you getting me? Even without anybody, are you getting me? Within a short distance. If there's a drop in pressure, that means something is happening along the line. But you know that pipeline along the road between here to Rumo Cruise Junction, maybe at a Liverpool police station, before a Liverpool police station, because that pipeline stopped. That pipeline is stopped. Product is satisfying. Police have everybody they go. Another pressure pump is put to put pressure on the gauge. The man you see a gauge 40 psi, but nothing they do.
He doesn't understand because they are very far from the nation.
You know, like when they say they stole, you know when they say they stole the generator at National Stadium. Do you know National Stadium? When Jim Mobile was the minister, they came the day they were playing ball. They said put the generator on. They said there's no generator. It's like they went there. 2 generators of National Stadium. I was in Lagos, disappeared. You know what the generator are talking? Generator that is the height is like this.
We're not talking about 500.
The width of the generator, we pass that auntie. You use 2 cranes to lift it and put low bed 4 and use red flag.
And the ordinary man.
No, but every security said they don't see anything. I'm like this Nigeria, please do this like shit.
Please don't be bringing this.
Security man said, we just came to work, come back. Generator, they use 2 cranes to lift.
And that kind of generator cannot live without the highest order. And because it's living within the highest order,
it's close. It's a close topic.
If you even confirm that you saw, well, you are gone.
No, if
you can cost you and cost your family.
Not
and they write another thing in the newspaper and the television.
They're not dismissing you. You
get news in Nigeria. Why don't those of us who matter listen?
Let's listen to that story.
Do you listen to news in Nigeria? Do you have news? Don't people are talking. I just laugh at the citizens. We don't have news here. Because within your eye, like I gave an example yesterday, we were inside the bus and they were telling us road is going, construction is going on in Elelewalo. And we dropped the same Elelewalo from all your main diversion to the end. We didn't even see any form of crane, not talk of road is going on. So that's Nigeria for you. When somebody is not yet in the family circle, you will think it's easy to be father and mother. You think that father and mother is a title. But when you have 1 or 2 children only, you cannot begin to assess your parents who have 10 and 6 what they you are passing through to answer father and mother or big auntie or small uncle.
This country is
so the nation is fed with wrong information. And you cannot go and say it. We don't have the right to say it. If you say it, you are dead. They can kill you and finish all your family. And even tell them that they discovered they were using your house for illegal operation.
And
that's why they demolish everything and kill everybody there. And the nation will be clapping now.
You can leave this country.
Yeah. So leave this nation. The only thing is that one day, any day it pleases God,
yes,
He will send a leader in Nigeria. Because when they find the head, for instance now, with only Tinubu not being a Fulani man, how many Fulani, what do you call them, herdsmen, are moving around with AK-47 on their bike? How many have you been seeing? A simple example. But before in Element here, Ogoni, everywhere, you see them running around with their AK-47 hanging.
Before I know it, before I know it, shut up and say nobody should talk here.
Hungry looking people.
No.
If me at my age and status does not know where they sell gun, are they the ones going to market to buy those guns? Where is the receipt? Who is giving it to them? And who is making the underground? Do you know that SSS or uniform, everything as Fulani, they are wearing Fulani uniform as military and combing the whole city of Nigeria and not telling them the path to follow? What are you talking? What is it? This nation is not just what can be talks anyhow. We don't say it anyhow. Just pray that one day God will bring another a leader, and it's only God that can do it. Because the way they have set their strategy, you can't break it. They are in all top government officials. So, if somebody like Tinubu have entered there by hook or crook, and by the grace of God, he's not a Fulani man. And he becomes fearless not to mind their threat.
Yes.
If he decides that even if this is what I can do before I die, change all the service chiefs, change all the parastatals, mix it up. I didn't say remove them. Make it a national focus. That is why you can see you can prosecute one of them. Who among them have been arrested before? Which police station have prosecuted any of them?
Yes.
So why are we deceiving ourselves to believe lies? Can't we see? If we cannot speak, can we not see? If we cannot write, because even in the newspaper, they don't have right to publish anything you want to write, except it's an agreement with what template given to them.
Yeah.
That is why you are not hearing voices. Everybody has been silenced. But if we cannot write, and we cannot hear it on tele, or we cannot read it in the radios, can we not feel it? Can we not see it? How many police stations have prosecuted them? How many have been arrested for unlawful arms in their hand? But they will come to your house, combing to get. The law is meant for those they want to clamp down. It's not meant for them. And people don't understand that we already sold out, and it's only God that will reverse it.
The only thing Tinubu, sorry sir, the only thing Tinubu like he's trying to do now, which is because his election, he sponsored himself to the almost 90%. So in terms of taking certain decision, he ignore social, are you getting me? Because the last announcement he made, he said, well, I sponsored my election.
Let me tell you about sponsoring his election. He's still eligible to those cabals.
But not 200%,
No.
Yeah.
He can only do it with wisdom.
Yeah.
He's not there on merit.
Yeah.
He's not there because of his money.
Yes.
He is there because they see him as a lighter evil. Sit here. Now he is sitting there. He still listens to them. This riot, the protest. People are just making noise of protest. If people are sensible, the very moment he mentioned restructuring, that was when the North started fueling protests. Throughout Buhari that turned this nation upside down, who protested? Do you have the right? It's not shoot aside. The North sponsor it and it works. And then when I mean the North, I don't mean houses because they're already a finished product.
Yes.
I mean the Fulani Northerners. They sponsor it. So a fool will just jump to the street. We are protesting for hunger. Who are you protesting for? Because he said there will be regional government. That's the key thing that protests. It's not the hunger in the land.
The hunger has been
The hunger was dead. Buhari was the one who scattered this nation. Tinubu is just like a dying horse who is now trying to find how to live. The treasury was looted to the brain.
Nothing is there.
Before he came in.
How you mortgage 5 years time.
So we got him. You guys don't know what's happening in Nigeria. We that know only try to pray to God to be giving us peace to live. The only language you understand as you see me here, what is your reading? Like I said yesterday, is to fulfill all righteousness. I owe nobody any duty. Okay, I'm a new member. I'm supposed to go for conference and go for name NCPE. I have come. I fulfill it. My next journey is what makes me happy. What do I eat to get better? It's not thinking. If you think for Nigeria, if you know Nigeria, I think for Nigeria, you must want depression and frustration.
I
must. You must. High BP is normal. All of us carry it. I cannot take drugs, I believe.
It's like my own. I've forgotten my own.
So, if I just wake up in the morning, eat food, take my drugs, I know I'm ready for the day.
We're waiting for their light, so the network for you.
I think the light may not come until rain because nobody can go under this.
We can close.
So the next one is I have said monitor engagement and adapt. And the next one is evaluate and celebrate success together.
Yes.
Evaluate and celebrate success together. That is the last one. Evaluate and celebrate success together. And I said measure impact. And then celebrate milestones. Measure impact and celebrate milestones. That is where we will stop it for today.
But let's celebrate success together.
So you have a lot left already.
I have finished.
So we're finished.
This is